Coming to you live from the On Air Media Studios here in Dallas, Texas. Welcome to Sound Bites with Susan and Waylon, where we take a short extraction of our daily lives as publicists to share with you all. My name is Waylon Tate with J. Waylon and Associates.
And I'm Susan Friedman with Friedman Marketing and Public Relations.
Good
morning. It's Monday.
Yeah, we've gotten so used to it, we finish each other's sentences. For how long have we been doing this? Since August? Maybe October, September
I
of
think
last
it
year?
was I think we started talking about it then, and then we did some practice runs in November.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes.
So we're getting close to a year of being together every Monday, which I certainly appreciate getting to spend some time with you every Monday. But it's I guess it's like every single Monday I'm still just like trying to wake up because the weekends are always so heavy for both of us, right? And this weekend too.
Yes.
It was pretty crazy.
Yeah. It was beautiful. It was nice and sunny on Saturday. I got a sunburn working and all that good stuff. And then it rained on Sunday.
Yesterday was insane. It was like I was at Starbucks as per usual.
Yeah. I was looking for you. I was at Starbucks. And the first thing I do now when I walk in the door is look for Waylon.
Oh, because I'm always there.
Yeah.
It's like, and my friends have this ongoing joke that if we're supposed to go out the night before, and they text me and I don't answer, they know, and say, "Where are you at?" They know that the next morning at 6:45 I'm going to be like, "I'm at Starbucks." It's like an ongoing joke now. But yeah, it was weird. I was at Starbucks very early on Sunday morning, and you could just see like the black clouds coming. But it was nice. I like the rain.
Yeah.
So
we probably needed it. Very good. Well, I did have a busy week. It started a little bit before the weekend.
Okay.
And I'm really excited because I represent the Stoneleigh Hotel.
Yes, you do.
And they launched a new restaurant called Perle on Maple. It's spelled P-E-R-L-E. It's a French version. And we had our grand opening party on Wednesday, and then it's open to the public as of last Thursday. And it was a beautiful event. It's a French bistro-style restaurant with Texas roots, meaning executive chef Wade Birch has chosen local vendors. They're all Texas-based for many of the ingredients.
nice.
Yes, and so we had, I bet there was maybe 150 people there, and lots of movers and shakers. You could probably see the Real Housewives of Dallas in the background. Leanne Locken and Heidi Dillon were there. Someone from The Bachelorette, Jack Stone, was there. Yes. And lots of CEOs and executive directors and all that. We had a wonderful jazz trio performing, and it was a really beautiful
And
event.
microplates. Those look beautiful.
Yeah, lots of food and cocktails, and we had tours of the 11th and 12th floor, which is their penthouse suite.
Okay.
It's gorgeous, and we had champagne toast. We sabered the bottle. I've never seen that before. It was my first time. They had this huge knife and went psh, and the champagne popped. And all
No,
that.
I've actually never seen it in person either. But for those of you who don't know, Susan and I both represent restaurants and chefs and all kinds of fun stuff like that.
Alcohol, liquor.
And it is no joke, you guys, to do PR for a restaurant or for a chef or for a spirit, really, because there are so many things that change so often. The changing of the menus, grand openings for restaurants, because you guys, this is the deal. There are 5,000 licenses just in Dallas proper to sell alcohol.
Really?
So, yes. And so can you imagine, that's a lot of competition.
Yeah.
So as you and I well know, to get the media there, to get influencers there that are actually going to talk about it, it is probably one of the most competitive industries, I think, that I've experienced working in PR.
Yeah.
Because there are tons of incredible chefs that live in Dallas.
And imagine, I mean, a lot of times new restaurants tend to get more press because they're new.
Sure.
So imagine all the ones that have been around for a long time. I think
True.
that's where you really have to be a strong publicist and learn how to create stories and tell stories that media will find interesting to share.
Navigate outside of the box.
Yeah.
Because, you know, it's like, especially the culinary kind of blogs and culinary traditional forms of media here in Dallas, they're not wanting just updated menus. Like, they really don't care. You have to think way outside of the box to get some attention, because a lot of people are competing for the same amount of space. So props to you. I can't wait to go and check it out. It's not far from our office.
I know, the Stoneleigh Hotel.
Yeah, I've always wanted to know this. Is the Stoneleigh residences do they have any attachment to the actual hotel itself?
I think it's behind. I honestly don't know if it's
Okay.
physically attached. I don't believe it is, but
Okay.
don't quote me on that.
Okay.
Yeah, and the Stoneleigh P, a lot of people are familiar with that restaurant
Yes.
and bar, and it's actually not associated. It's not the same owners. Or
It's across the street,
It's across
isn't
the
it?
street.
But it
Yep.
has no attachment whatsoever to
Nope.
yours. Well, I'm really excited to go, and I'll
We'll have to
obviously
go
see-
soon.
Yes, we will.
And then, did you do anything during the week, or did you start moving on to the weekend?
Though
With that.
a lot, my week was a lot of preparation
For-
for the weekend. Right.
Right.
As we mentioned, I on the last show,
Yeah.
we had a really, really big illusionist named Reza that was in town for 2 back-to-back shows. 2 shows on Thursday and 2 shows on Friday at Don't Tell Supper Club, and it was
Packed house?
Packed house, sold out.
Good
all
for
4 shows.
you. That's great.
It was really, really good, and I love. I'm such a social media person that I'm always like finding what other people are saying. And
Right.
people had a really, really good time, and he was happy. So anytime you bring in talent, you always want to make sure they're happy.
Could
as
you
well.
figure out any of his tricks?
No.
Any of his magic?
I could
That-
not.
Don't
And I
you
was
always
close.
do that? I'm always like, okay, now don't watch what he's doing, but watch like what he's not doing.
Right.
And-
It's really, it was so cool because the way that have you been to Don't Tell? If not, I'm gonna have to take you. But it's an open space.
Yeah.
There is no behind the scenes or like discovery. It is fully an open space. So I kept thinking, there are people sitting on both sides, like literally, like they would be sitting on his sides and he would be here. So he has nowhere to hide anything.
Right.
And it was amazing.
Oh
It
my
was really
gosh.
amazing.
I'm
So,
sorry I missed that.
Yeah. So that's what my week was like. Was doing a lot of prep for that.
Were you involved with Savor Dallas? So there is, we talked about it on our show last week, and it is a huge multi-day, or it was a huge multi-day festival of food, drink, wine,
Partying.
all over the city of Dallas.
That's right.
And did you partake in any of it?
No, I didn't. Which well, I don't want to say it's odd, but yeah, one of my clients is I'm working on that for next year because he's always in all of the rest of them, Taka and Dallas Restaurant Week and
Right.
all of those kind of things, which is coming up, by the way. Dallas Restaurant Week is. But no, I didn't even attend Sabre this year. Did you?
I didn't either. I was.
Shame on us, Susan.
I know.
for-
However, my client was there.
Okay.
And it was the monkey mixer that finally came. It is this huge cement truck that was built for Monkey Shoulder, which is a
Love it.
blended Scotch whiskey, and it made appearances throughout the week. So and actually that's a story on Guide Live. It was a video of it in action, but yeah, it was. I saw some comments. I looked on Instagram and everything, and yeah.
Shout out to God Life, by the way. They're always so incredibly responsive.
Yeah.
To me, whenever
Yeah.
whenever I'm needing something and needing it very quick, they are. I have to say, like, not that I ever want to put precedent to one press or the other, but God Life is really good with last minute kind of stuff. So.
And they also provide feedback, which
They
is
do.
great. If it's not a good fit, they'll let you know.
Right.
And so
Instead of
I always
leaving you in the dark.
appreciate
That
that.
is like the publicist's worst nightmare when we submit stuff to the media.
And
'Cause
it's
it takes time, you
crickets.
guys.
There's
it takes a lot of time. If you're a good publicist, because I know how you are and I'm the same way, I don't make a blanket copy and copy and paste to each person. I just don't do that. I know you don't either. And so when you're curating each, even if it's an email, right, to a particular person of the media, producer, an editor, that takes a lot of time to craft. And
Yeah.
so we at least want back so we can
Either
take
that
you off
or
the list.
I do. I start after a while. I'm like, so I'm stalking you at this point.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. But yeah.
I love it.
And then, so that was during the week. And then on the weekend, I had Oliver Peck, a legendary tattoo artist who's based here in Dallas and owns Elm Street Tattoo. He hosted his annual Elm Street Music and Tattoo Festival.
Okay.
And it was great. So my client is Sailor Jerry Spiced Rum, and they did a collaboration with Harley-Davidson motorcycles. And they selected, this was earlier, I believe actually last year, where they selected 6 artists throughout the country to design 6 Harley-Davidsons. And they did their national debut. They're unveiling here at the Elm Street Music and Tattoo Festival. So as you can see, that's Oliver Peck. He's talking to the Sailor Jerry brand ambassador, Ashley Marsh, and CW33 showed up, which is great. If we could hold on this picture, I can tell you who some of these celebrities are. On the left, on the top left, is Rain DeVries, and she is the Deep Ellum Neighbor Association's president, and she's also a national journalist for motorcycle magazines.
Nice.
So she rode in, all these people rode in on a Harley down Elm Street in Deep Ellum. It was really cool.
I love that.
So the girl next to her with the long ponytail, her name is Leslie Porterfield, and she is the woman's fastest motorcycle rider in the world. She broke the Guinness Book of World Records. Yeah, isn't that amazing? And then next to her is one of the contest winners. His name is Luke Westman. He's from LA, and he actually is a tattoo artist himself, and he was tattooing at the convention.
Cool.
And then we have Ben Nichols. He is from the band Lucero, and he was performing in a group called I think it was Ben Nichols and his friends.
Oh,
so
cool.
he was actually performing at the festival as well. Ashley Marsh is on the right, and then below to the very left is another Sailor Jerry brand associate, Anthony Bollinger, and then always with a toothpick in his mouth is Oliver Peck.
How fun is
that?
that?
It was a lot of fun. Some media came out. We actually did a live feed from Harley-Davidson, I believe their Facebook page.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it was really cool. So.
No, my dad would have gone nuts. He loves
Oh,
Harley-Davidsons.
really? He should have come out. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, and they're so pretty and so expensive.
And so I have some news to share with you.
Did you buy a Harley-Davidson?
No.
Okay.
No, but we are dog shopping. We went to Allen, and we're looking for a dog from a rescue, and we decided to get a large dog. And there's one that we saw that we really like, and we're going through the adoption phase. And his name is Shaggy. He's part sheepdog and part Saint Bernard. And how adorable is this dog? I'm tall, and he probably comes up to our waist. Like,
he's huge.
Yes, he's a big
Saint Bernards
dog.
are really good house dogs, are they not?
Yeah,
Okay.
and they're lazy, so they don't have a lot of energy. They don't need large yard space and all that kind of stuff. I'm afraid the next step, we went and met him and fell in love, of course. And so now the dog is going to come back to our place and see if it gets along with the cat. And then my associate brings her dog to work, and so we have to see if they're compatible as well.
Okay.
And we just have to get approved. So we'll see.
So how long is that process?
The caretaker is going to it's being fostered right now. Okay. And let's see. I guess we'll have 1 day to see if everyone's compatible, and then 3 days to see how it works out.
Nice.
Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see.
God,
I don't want to
so
get my hopes
sweet.
up.
No,
but
don't get
it's
your
a
hopes
really
up.
cute
I was
dog.
actually talking with our producer, Rick, before the show, and last night was his first night sleeping with their new puppy.
On the bed?
They're cradle training.
No, crate.
They're crate training, right? Which is, have you ever done that before?
No, I haven't.
Oh, Susan, it is.
My
Well, I hope Rick
husband
has a better
has.
experience than I did the one time that I did it, but it is a very long, like a 6-week process, and you can imagine it's like we all have instinct to. When something's whining, you want to like hold it and protect it, right? And they whine
and
and
they're
whine and whine and whine and whine.
cute.
They are so
too.
cute. I want a dog. I can't do that right now. But
House first.
house first, maybe, and we'll.
I've
what
out of a
happens
sore
with that.
point.
So, anything else happened this past weekend? I have to tell you, like you told me before the show, your whole life is about drag. It's really not, Susan. But Sunday.
He goes to a lot of drag queen
Well,
shows.
Saturday I did a really cool event. Somebody that we both know and are really familiar with, and she's very big in FGI in the fashion scene. Rhonda Sargent Chambers.
Love
I really
her.
want to have her on the show because she's.
Rhonda, we want you on the show.
Yes, so please, we'll reach out. It was her birthday party, and so Jack Retro threw her this really cool birthday party at their space on Lower Greenville. And if you guys have not had an opportunity to go check it out, it's a great little kind of vintage shop on Lower Greenville. And so they threw her a really cool birthday party. Crudo Vodka sponsored the party. And so I was there, but it was just really good to celebrate this woman because
She's
Rhonda
amazing
is
and so sweet.
Yeah, and
She's so nice, and she makes everyone feel important.
She does. I have to say you're absolutely right about that. And it was so interesting because I didn't really realize that she had had such a laudable kind of modeling career. And so they had tons of pictures of her that they were posting from her previous modeling days. And she's still stunning.
Yeah.
But she was mesmerizing. Just a beautiful, beautiful young woman.
And
who
she still is
grew up to be
today.
a beautiful woman today. So that was fun. And then on Sunday, I did drag brunch in the morning at Don't Tell Supper Club, and drag bingo in the afternoon at El Noa Noa, which is a restaurant.
Do you do
Mexican
anyone's
restaurant.
makeup?
No, honestly, like.
In case any people didn't know, Waylon has a background. His past experience was as a nationally renowned makeup artist for major.
For Chanel, for Chantecaille,
Yeah.
Mac. But yeah, it's
No.
so much work, and I'm
Yeah.
just like, oh, I can't. I'm too old and too tired. But, so anyways, that was my weekend pretty much summed up, and then I went to bed very early last night. So
Sounds nice, though. That was a busy weekend.
I know, well, I got to prepare because we have a lot going on this week too,
Yeah.
right?
Well,
think
there's
so.
some major events that I want to attend, especially this one. I think we should do this one together.
Okay.
It's called the Sweet Tooth Hotel, and it is a pop-up shop in Victory Park,
Okay.
and it is custom built. A husband and wife duo, Cole and Jency Keaton, created this. They actually had it custom made by Built by Bender, which is a fabrication firm, and everything is inspired by sweets and candy and cakes, and there's 5 different experiential rooms, and they want you to taste everything. It looks like there was art on the wall. I have not been yet, but based on some of these photos that I found on their Instagram
it's a giant
page,
gummy bear.
it's a gummy bear. Yes, and you can purchase some of this art. And they also have a pop-up shop, and it just looks amazing. Some of the artists include Jeremy Bigger, Shamsi Rumiani, I believe it's pronounced, Jojo Jong, and Chelsea Delzell.
So let me get this straight. It's a pop-up shop.
It's
which
pop-up shop.
indicates to me that there's some type of sales available, right?
Right.
Okay, but are they planning on getting like a permanent space or?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know, but it is available to tour. It's $20, and it's going to be here through June 30th.
Okay, we have to
So
do
we
that
have a
soon.
month. I know.
We'll do some on-location stuff.
I
and Get
know.
over there and taste the walls. I got to taste the rainbow.
I know. And it just, I mean, talk about a photo op.
Yeah, I mean, who doesn't want to be photographed next to a giant gummy bear?
I know.
That would be so much fun. Well, we'll definitely go.
It
And it's in
reminds me of
Victory
Willy
Park, so-
Wonka. I wonder if you can,
Oh,
can you
yeah.
imagine from Bruce?
If there's a chocolate room, I'm all about it because that's my favorite thing on the planet. That's my weakness is chocolate in any form, shape, size,
Yeah.
taste. What else?
Excellent. Well, you can go just to let people know. Tickets are available, like I said, $20, and you can purchase them on their website at sweettoothhotel.com.
Nice.
And then, of course, it's Memorial Weekend.
is.
So there's a really important event. It's become an annual event here in Dallas. It's throughout the month, and it's with Carry the Load. So they actually do national events leading up to this huge memorial 24-hour event at Rivershun Park, and it is a remembrance of those who have fallen, and also education and respectful observance.
Okay. Reverence.
So-
We'll say reverence.
Okay.
Well, that's what I would say. I would call it reverence. Like, even in my teaching, right, I talk a whole lot about this, and it's like, I have no personal attachment to anybody that's been in the military. I mean, I've had cousins that have been in the military. My grandfather was in the military. But I don't know what makes me so impassioned to talk to my students so much about, you know, because I always try to go down the middle road, right? Like everybody has different ideas as far as policy is concerned, but something I'm always adamant is that we pay due respect to people who have done what we have never done.
Right.
I've never put myself on the line for our country. I can honestly say that, and most Americans have not. So I'm always really big about Memorial Day because of that. That we really need to give due
I
respect
agree.
and reverence for those who paid their life. In whatever way,
Right.
So that we have the freedoms to sit here and talk about
Right.
whatever we want.
Well, Carry the Load, they do have a march, and it is with veterans and first responders. And there will also, it's a family-friendly event, though. So they do have, throughout the festival, the park,
Okay.
they're going to have various veteran charities and live music and speeches. And it's just a beautiful event. I went last year.
Wow.
So for Memorial Day, I'm sure there's people who are going to be hitting the patios and the pools, but they should also, as you say, pay reverence.
Yes.
Reverence. That's going to be my word for the week.
I love that word.
Excellent.
insane. Oh my God. No.
Do you know what are you doing for Memorial Day? In Memorial
Probably
Weekend.
sleeping. That is my life as a 40-year-old man.
Oh,
I just sleep
stop.
a whole lot.
No, you just talked about everything that you did. You don't
I know, but when I'm done. But that's all work, really. Like, I mean, all of those events that I went to is in essence work. But it was one of my like biggest things when I was making my resolutions for this year that I have not followed with is that I want.
That too.
I know, because I really need to start enjoying my life. I've done a lot in my life. I've acquired success, but I really need to be more adamant about doing stuff just for me that
Balance.
has nothing to do with work. Yes. So maybe I will take a long trip. You were just telling me you.
I'm
are
taking
getting
a
to-
short trip, yeah. Not over Memorial Weekend. I plan to be poolside part of the time if the weather's nice. But yeah, my husband and I are going to take 2 days, I think, 3 days total, to go to San Francisco.
Oh,
Yes, he's never been. It's one of my favorite cities.
I've never been. I lived in California, and I've never been to San Francisco.
Really?
Yeah, I lived
Oh my
in
gosh.
Los Angeles, and I've never. I would always go south, so we would go to San Diego, which is amazing.
Yes,
don't know if
I
you've
love San
been-
Diego.
did too.
Yeah.
But I've never been to San Francisco, and so I think that's maybe a trip that I need to take
You
as
definitely
well.
need to. Very good.
So, well, without further ado, for sure, what a lot of people, I'm assuming our audience base would be interested in, is something that is fanciful to us as well, is the royal wedding
The
happened.
royal wedding, yes. Did you watch it?
I did not. I was not getting up at 4 something. Now, keep this in mind. When I did get up and go to Starbucks, I saw on my Facebook feed that a lot of my friends had been up for 2 hours
I
watching
can
the
tell
royal wedding.
you, I was trying to get media to our event on Saturday
Sure.
afternoon at 11:30, and a lot of them couldn't because they had royal wedding plans.
Oh.
And even though it was started at 4 or 5 in the morning here in the U.S. in Texas, yeah, there was day-long parties and receptions
Sure.
and celebrations and.
And it's really a celebration of, it's a world around celebration,
Yeah.
right? It's not just for the Brits. This is something that I think people around the globe celebrate, right? Is a royal wedding.
Yeah, I think so.
And to our keen interest is the way they really handled the PR from the beginning, right?
Yes. Yes. And so it was a very well-oiled machine. I was going through researching and reading all the articles. I didn't watch it since I had an event later that day. I didn't want to be too tired. But CNN came up with a really great article, and I wanted to share some of the points that they made
Sure.
because our show, since we're publicists and we like to talk about PR and marketing, people really don't think this way about the royal wedding, but it was a brilliant PR campaign. It was a very well-oiled machine. They announced it, first of all, on Twitter. Did you know that? They
No.
didn't send out a press release. The very first, they announced the engagement by Twitter. They
Maybe
tweeted
they're
about
taking,
it.
Taking hints and leads from other people who decide to
From
share
other
their
leaders,
thoughts from
yes.
Twitter. Anyways,
Yes, anyway, but everything that was announced was through a tweet, from what shoes she would be wearing to who would be designing the cake to, the wedding dress, the beautiful wedding dress that she wore, who would be
Right.
designing it.
and the
So-
guest list, I'm assuming, right? Because that's what I kept hearing about was
Yeah,
who
who
was
was gonna
attending,
be
like who's
invited.
right?
Yeah.
Not to mention, if I'm not mistaken, that wedding cake cost $71,000.
Really? I did not see that.
$71,000. Because of course, anytime something is visible on social media, what is the next step that happens? There's always memes created about the event, right?
Right.
So I saw one this morning, and it was the Queen, obviously looking kind of like side eye at Meghan, and what she said is basically something. I mean, the meme said something about, "Are you crazy? Do you have cataracts? That cake's not worth $71,000 or something like that." But
I don't know how many people attended.
I don't either. But do you think that there is any impact on the vendors that were selected?
So this is what I did hear, though.
Okay.
The cake, what do you call a person?
The baker? Yeah.
Baker? I don't know. Anyway, that person's from California. Yeah, isn't
They
that cool?
flew
Yeah,
someone in? How
yeah,
cool is
that's what I
that?
heard. I'm not quite sure if it's true or not. I wasn't there, but yes.
We
so,
declined our invitations for
I know, they were beautiful.
obligations.
Yeah, we had to be here. And so,
Yeah, because we love you all so much. We decided not to attend the royal wedding.
yeah.
But that's really cool, Susan,
Yeah.
that they would. I wonder if they did like, traditional weddings, you're married. I don't know if you did like the traditional tasting of the cakes to find out which one you want. I wonder if they went through like a whole list of
I'm
everything.
sure.
From, like you were saying, the shoes. Did she try on 75 different shoes? You know
Well,
what
I
mean?
did hear also. Okay, so I heard this on the Kid Craddock show. I always listen to the Kid Craddock show on the way here, but I was told that she dyed the soles of her shoes a light blue. Isn't that cool
That
for
is
the
so cool.
part of the tradition?
Yeah.
Yeah.
God, they looked amazing, I have to say.
Yeah.
And it's, I'm pretty good, having been in this industry for a while, to kind of see the fake happiness, right? The put on happiness. But they genuinely are in love.
Yeah.
Like, you can tell. There's just sometimes when the camera can catch very true, genuine moments, and
They're a beautiful
they
couple
look,
together.
They are a beautiful
They're great.
couple.
Well, some of the other things. So they did social media,
Okay.
community outreach. The very first public event with the two of them.
Okay.
After they were engaged. Actually, I don't know if it's when they first started dating or if they were engaged. But Harry chose to do it at on World AIDS Day. It's a charity that is near and dear to his heart, or a cause that's near and dear to his heart, and so he made it. I guess both a political statement and a society statement as well, to get more press coverage about it.
And I think that, well, it's obviously no secret how important the AIDS epidemic was to his mother.
Exactly.
Princess Di really kind of put the catastrophe that was the AIDS crisis at that time front and center, and she did it unapologetically, and she did it really at the diswill of the royal family, who did not want her to be so profound and politically active, which she
Right.
was.
She
And
was very
she's on record saying, I know what I'm doing. I'm using the power of my princess to help people that have
to help causes that are
absolutely.
people in need.
So I'm
Exactly.
absolutely sure. I mean, I don't know, but I would assume that
Yes.
was done obviously in respect of his mother, in reverence of his mother and all that she did for the world, right?
I feel like we're on Sesame Street where we continue to use the
Should we
same
spell it
word.
out?
Oh my God.
Oh God. Oh Lord. It is Monday for sure. So what else did they do, Susan?
So the community outreach, another thing that I love is that they invited 2,000 citizens
Okay.
of England to attend the wedding and watch her come in. I didn't get to see this. I guess she came by car and walk up to the church. And so, yeah, I thought that was a really nice touch and make it more of a public event and more approachable.
I wonder if that was by lottery that they chose those folks. I would always want to know. Like,
Yeah.
how do you choose, out of all the Brits, right? Like, how do you choose these selected
I
2,000?
think it was on Twitter, and there was a website link, I think, that you could go to, and maybe it was lottery.
Oh, that is so cool.
Yeah.
Though. But they seem, this is what I love about kind of what I'll call the new monarch, is even with his brother and his wife, I think that they are becoming more the people's
Oh,
royal
definitely.
family, right?
Oh, definitely.
Where there's less separation. They understand, who and what they are, but they want to be the people's royal family and not kind of this, untouchable
Right.
kind of figures.
I agree
of
with
state.
you 100%. And they're being called the Fab Four, which I think is so cute. And what I also read, though, is that because William is going to become king, he actually is a little bit more managed and controlled about what he can say, his political views, making announcements and stuff like that. The other thing that I read is that they actually have a really strong PR team, but it's only made up of 6 people who handle all 4 of them. Isn't that amazing?
I cannot imagine.
I know.
I would think it'd be like in the 20s of, like 20,
Yeah.
25 people to be able to handle that kind
And I was told, well, I read that even though they have a PR team, the final say is by the Fab Four. They get to decide what is actually tweeted, when, all that good stuff,
Wow.
and what they say. It's very organic
That's
and
a full-time
true.
job in and of itself.
Yeah.
Like, to be able to, because obviously they're very public figures, but what I do appreciate, though, is that they are that invested in what they're doing, because this wedding alone, Susan, was a political statement, right? Just
Yeah.
simply because of who she was, right? I believe Prince Charles was the one who walked her down the aisle because of all
Halfway.
of the halfway, because of all of the whatever was happening with her father
Yeah.
and all of that, which was unfortunate. But I like that they're that kind of hands-on
Yeah.
with their image.
They're real. They're real people. I like it. At least I think.
No, I love it. I
Yes.
love everything about it. Even though I didn't watch the wedding, I'm all about the royals because it's such a happy. I don't know when you're lost in a pool of misery in our own
Oh my
political
God.
structure.
I'm going to make you a chocolate cake. We're going to go. We're not going to get you a
Just
puppy,
vote.
but
That's
we're
all I
going
want.
to
I
like
just want
go
you to
look at
vote.
puppies
I
and
want
do
everyone
goat
to
yoga
vote.
or something. Aw.
No,
That
but,
was so sad.
Anyways, happy wedding, and we wish obviously
Yes.
them
Congratulations
the best
to
of
them.
luck in their
Yep.
future endeavors. But
And I did get a lot of this information from CNN.com, so please be sure if you're more interested or want to investigate further. Go to CNN.com. What time is it?
It's exactly
10:30.
2:30, and so we know that all of our audience members have the rest of their days to get to, and you and
Yes.
I do too. We're
Yes.
running out of this building as soon as we go live, or exit being live. But we thank you for tuning in. We will not.
No,
Be
so
back next week.
Monday is Memorial Day, and we will all be
Reverent
reverent.
next Monday, and so we will be off air. We'll have a special message for you all. But until the week after, we wish you all a wonderful week, productive, happy and joyful.
Yes, and go to susanandwaylon.com if you would like to see any repeats or any of our past episodes.
That's absolutely right. Thank you so much, you guys. Have a wonderful week.